Hello guys, welcome back in Goku Manhwa channel. Let's continue. Great Tomb Forest. After 3 months of large-scale breeding, the vast tribe within the Great Tomb Forest had reached a size that would have been unimaginable before. The goblins, working tirelessly under strict command, had increased their numbers to 50,000 low-tier soldiers. Each one had been trained in basic combat and survival tactics suited for the dense and dangerous terrain. Alongside them, 10,000 high-tier large-breed goblins had been raised, towering above the rest and carrying the strength of small giants. These were not ordinary creatures. Their formation represented the true military power of the tribe. Among the tribe's most remarkable possessions were the crafted weapons and relics that marked the rise of their might. The first among them was the blade shield, an 11th-tier weapon forged from a rare or that carried a unique resonance with magic. It could perfectly unleash and amplify various forms of magical trick attacks, giving its wielder both defense and offense in balance. Next came Void, a dagger of world-class rank. Its attribute allowed the creation of temporary teleportation points, enabling short-range instantaneous movement during combat. The wounds caused by Void left a lingering effect known as the Void damage, a type of harm that could not be healed or repaired through any ordinary means. Then there was Athena's spear and shield, also of world-class rank. The spear's thrust carried divine penetration capable of piercing almost any defense, while the shield automatically blocked and reflected most physical and magical attacks directed toward its bearer. The divine aspect bracelet, another artifact of immense value, could seal up to 6 loyal subordinates within a divine aspect space, summoning them for battle whenever needed. Finally, the Tear of Cupid, a world-class attribute relic, stood as a symbol of divine craftsmanship, embodying power beyond mortal reach. When the bearer of divine favor takes fatal damage, their body becomes encased within an indestructible, tear-shaped crystal. No physical force, magic, or elemental power can shatter this crystal. Only the pure and unconditional power of love holds the ability to break through it, freeing the one trapped within. Among the relics recovered during the Great Tomb campaign, the Great Hunt stood out as one of the deadliest weapons ever created. It was a longbow of world-class rank. Once its string was fully drawn and charged, the weapon demanded complete focus. If the wielder aimed at an enemy for 3 uninterrupted seconds, the resulting shot was inescapable. The arrow would never miss, and no shield or spell could block its path. The Kowlin earring, an 11th-tier attribute item, was far more subtle in its power. Its wearer appeared as the most beautiful and captivating figure imaginable in the eyes of all who saw them. Beyond appearance, the earring's enchantment could bewilder and confuse opponents' minds, turning hesitation and distraction into a decisive advantage. The subordinates bowed deeply in gratitude, pledging eternal loyalty to their leader. Their voices carried the same message of devotion, an unbreakable oath to follow their boss forever. From the relic pile, another object drew attention. The leader instructed them to pick it up and accept the mission bound within. It was the ominous blade, a world-class weapon shrouded in dark energy. Though it was not of holy nature as one might expect from a divine mission, it carried a greater burden. The blade housed powerful, sealed monsters that could bring ruin if released. The wielder's duty was clear: subdue these entities and prevent their power from falling into the wrong hands. As the weapon was grasped, the air trembled. A monstrous presence emerged from within, shocking everyone nearby. The voice echoed from the weapon itself. It called out to be lifted, urging its wielder to plant the seed of hatred within their heart. In return, it promised unmatched strength, a power that could rival anything in existence. The monstrous essence within the blade spoke with authority, demanding action. Its command was clear: go forth and slaughter. The atmosphere shifted instantly. The woman turned her gaze toward the boss, preparing to strike. Her killing intent filled the air, and even the bravest among them trembled. The presence surrounding her was suffocating, almost divine in its intensity. The others watched, uncertain of what to do, exchanging quick glances filled with panic. The 3 who stood nearby whispered among themselves, their voices carrying tension as they realized that a confrontation between the boss and the new opponent was inevitable. The boss faced her directly, his tone cold as he demanded to know how she dared to resist him. He accused her of trying to use charm against him, invoking divine protection by calling upon the name of his god. But the power that struck back was overwhelming. His knees hit the ground, the shock evident in his eyes. The opponent stood firm, convinced that divine will was on her side. She declared that her path was the righteous one and that she would carry the mission to its end under divine guidance. Soon after, one of the subordinates spoke, reporting that the Raptor Lord had visited earlier. His condition had been terrible. One of his wings was broken. He had searched for the boss but left when he could not find him. The boss, hearing this, decided to go after him. In the giant forest, a voice called out through the shadows. Laughter followed, familiar and rough. It was the goblin, asking what had happened and why everyone was so badly injured, demanding to know where their lord was. The goblins lowered their heads when asked about their lord. Their voices were trembling as they explained that their lord had fallen gravely ill. Among them stepped forward a beautiful goblin, her appearance distinct from the rest. She carried traces of the winged tribe, her features delicate yet burdened with sorrow. She was the one who had cared for the fallen lord during his final struggle. Confused and concerned, the question was asked again: how could such a powerful being, a great lord once respected by many, have ended up in such a state? The beautiful goblin began to explain, her tone filled with grief. It had been the western and northern lords who brought ruin upon them. They had attacked once before, leaving deep wounds that never fully healed. The lord, despite his injuries, had wanted to find help, but when he came seeking assistance, his ally was away. He did not bring his kin with him, fearing that harm might come to them as well. When he returned, those same lords descended upon him again, this time with their full strength. They broke his wings mercilessly, roasting and eating the remains before his eyes as a cruel display of dominance. The rest of the goblins were beaten nearly to death. Their cries echoed through the forest as they recounted the scene, repeating their sorrowful wails. The listener, still trying to grasp the cruelty behind it, asked why the northwestern lords would dare such an act. The answer came with quiet bitterness. They held a grudge because their fallen lord had once recommended his ally to the great tall monster and, as a result, lost his own standing when that ally became a great overlord. Hearing this, Wu Wu stepped forward. With calm resolve, he apologized for their suffering and promised to take responsibility for their wounds. He told them to remain where they were and wait for her return.